name's Edie Dixon.
1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, my name is Edie Dixon. For those of you who don't know me, people know me on the internet as Edie, the transervative Dixon. So today I'm representing my biological gender. So can I get a hands up for him too? So one of the things I like to do is call out the gay agenda and other progressive movements that like to target the brave masculine man, because we all know there's a political war against men, as well as an ideological war and a psychological war. But there's also a biological war as well. Natural and biological male behaviors are now being demonized and labeled as toxic masculinity, when we all know you're either an asshole or you're not. Am I right? But from the time we are born, we're introduced to estrogenic chemicals, have it be in our foods, the food packaging, or the hormones in our water, but it messes with the androgen to estrogen ratio. And that ratio is what determines the masculinization or the feminization of a man. The reason this is important is because of why it is being done. First, you have to look at what masculinity is. Masculinity is a spectrum measured by bravery, and I'll show you how. With the Revolutionary War, the total American population was just 2.8 million people, but the bravery of just 260,000 men who fought against over 400,000 British soldiers freed every man, woman, and child living free in America today. With the Civil War, the total American population was 31 million people, but the bravery of just 2.6 million men freed 3 million slaves, also freeing every black man, woman, and child living free in America today. With World War I, America's total population was around 95 to 100 million people. Out of that, the bravery of just 4 million men are responsible in weakening Europe's global superpower, replacing it with the United States of America. World War II, the total population of America was 138 million people, but the help of the bravery of just 16 million men brought about such a considerable amount of change in global politics that it changed the course of history to biblical proportions. Today, America's population has risen to 325.7 million people. Now do you understand why there's a war on men, masculinity, and bravery? Amen. They demonize any profession where masculinity and bravery is needed. Being in the military or being a police officer was once respectable in our society, but now our society hunts them. Men who are once confident providers are now suffering with low self-esteem and committing suicide because men naturally crave to be the leader of the home, to be strong enough to protect and to provide. And without this, it creates a void. And that void is a main contributor for the fact that the #1 killer for men under 50 is suicide. Men are treated so poorly in our society that 3 times more vets die of suicide than they do on the battlefield. Men are treated so poorly in family and custody courts that following a divorce, men commit suicide 10 times that of women. But can men ask society for help? No, because as a society, we have a false sense that men have it good, that men are toxic. But what we know is that masculinity protects us. Masculinity keeps us free. Masculinity doesn't just fight for freedom, masculinity risks dying for it. Destroying everything that matters to a man is the only way the deep state can truly enslave us. Men will be less likely to fight back if you take away his family. So they pushed feminist movements to attack and destroy the traditional family unit. Men will be less likely to fight for their countries if they're stripped of their national and racial identities. So they made anything dealing with national or racial pride racist and offensive. Everything men once were risking their lives to protect, they don't have. A man's family and friends are now secluded to his Facebook. His love and relationships are now free unlimited porn. And his night out is now replaced with free internet videos, music, and video games. American bravery has shown to be the greatest in the world. And those who don't want us to be free, that terrifies them. So I'll end with a word of advice. Love God, do no harm, and take no shit, because we're conservatives. Thank you.